Hello, good day there, everyone. Let's see, that's about okay. It's me, Marlene, from Art by Marlene, and welcome to day 13 already of the Art by Marlene Advent Calendar. So let's just find the group. Just 1 second. I always have to refresh my pages when I'm ready. Let's see. There we are. Hi, Agnieszka. I can see you there. Welcome to day 13 already of the Daily Advent Calendar, the 2024 Advent by Art by Marlene. I'm going to just move the light around so it doesn't give that movement on the page to see if it's helping. I think it is actually. And let's see, I've taken out of the box the number day 13 of the Advent Calendar. And what is in there today? It is this lovely stencil, mini stencil that we have in there. So let's see what we're going to do today. I can see Veronica coming in, Mariana coming in. Good day, everyone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Oh, that's sticking on top of one another a bit, so I just have to look over. And that is our day 12. So we are going for our day 13. So my book is already getting quite thick, and I might even have to remove this at some stage, and because I don't know if I'll be able to open it up till the end. But I might have to put something underneath here just to give it a bit of thickness on the other side too. Maybe put my little sticky quote book there. It'll just make it sit up a bit better. Okay, today we've got this, and I've got absolutely no idea what we're going to do today. I've had a very busy morning. So I didn't know what time I will be able to go live today. And so I didn't want to plan anything. But today we are going to finish these pages. And I think today I want to incorporate, I'm just going to put my iPad here for 1 second. I'm going to incorporate some of the paper elements in today's work. So for those of you that don't know this one, this is the Art by Marlene's Golden Oldie Collector's Book. This is the second collector's book that's out. The first one is already out of the collection. You can't order that one anymore. I was very sad about that, but in any case, we've got a new one out, and this one has loads and loads and loads and loads of different elements in. And what makes my elements special, I draw all of these elements myself, and all of these elements can be just popped out of the book. So if you need to do some fuzzy cutting, it's easy just to go in there with your scissors, but you just grab them like that and they finish to use. And there's loads and loads. You get 2 pages of each in every single design, and you can just play around with them. So that is definitely something that I'm going to use with this. And what are we going to start with? Hi, Mandy. Hi, Crescinda. Hi, Michelle. Hey, Liani. This stencil, I don't know. I'm still a bit... I wanted to do this one in black and white, honestly. I kind of when I designed it, I kind of thought it was like a tribal, but then it ended up more like a Pac-Man little thing that you can play with, and I thought you can put two fishies, like one going to the other side looking for its way. But then I decided I'm going to do my tag books, and of course I already pre-pasted left hand side without thinking of what we're going to do afterwards, and now I have to go with what there is in there. So what I'm thinking of is just starting off with the basics, and that is just adding some gesso, of course. It's like you hear me saying that every single day. So you have to know, you need to buy pots and pots of gesso if you want to follow my workshops. It is just your paint, and everything will just work that much better when you have a layer of gesso there. And you can't damage your paper, and you can remove paint with a baby wipe if you gesso it beneath it without a problem. Only pencil on gesso, it actually pulls into the gesso, so removing pencil from my gesso is a bit of a different story. So let's just go in there, and I'm just always, and you know this by now, I always kind of take my gesso slightly over my page on the left, just to make sure that when I do a transitioning from the one side to the other side, that you actually will have a natural transition and it won't look that funny. So there we are. That's it. So that is it for the gesso. Of course, I didn't plug my heat tool in because I was busy charging my iPad. Oops. Just have to get in there. Yep. And let's give it a dry. So this is the boring part of it, and usually I try to do everything on camera so you know exactly what I did. Yesterday, I will just recap yesterday's pages in 1 second, because yesterday I didn't finish it on camera. Oh Mandy, I see you adopted a kitten yesterday for your son. It's a Christmas gift. Oh, wonderful. Look at my hands. If you see all the little kitten scratches, they're just from playing with the little kitten. And we've already manicured her nails, but it's just, she is just so playful and wild, and I just end up getting in the line of fire all the time. But I guess then I shouldn't play with her, should I? But we gave Shalise a kitten for Sinterklaas years and years ago, and that was the best present ever. So hopefully this will be for your son too. Okay, let's give this a start. I just want to recap yesterday's page. Yesterday I didn't finish this one on camera because I just, when I wanted to add another color here, and I had to have a drying time in between the things. So I ended up doing the green stenciling paste and this one, the blue, and the gold here. And then I thought it's going to be too much because I've already got the stenciling in there. I decided just to go with the stripes on this one. I added a white little stripe on the outside, little squiggle lines, and just a highlight here and there in the hair and in the eyes. I added a little quote, and of course my day 12. And because I had the stars originally on the on this page, I just drew a couple in on the other page as well. But then you know what I did exactly, and it's easier for you to follow that along. Now let's go with this one. Grab my watercolor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my watercolors. I'm going to wake them up with a spritz of water. Wakey, wakey, guys. And then let's grab some color. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to just, actually what I had there, I'm just going to add that with my own watercolors. Go in with that line. And you can see that watercolor grabs onto the gesso, but not onto the normal paper as well. Can you see that? The gesso is not a watercolor gesso. It's just a normal gesso. So let's work on camera a bit more. Hola, Marilia, and Mariteri, Rosa, buenos dias. So let's add that bit of orangey in there too. And of course we need to do the splatter. So let's just... So of course I know how to recreate this, because the original paper it's also something that I painted. So I know exactly which colors to grab to recreate it, because that's the same colors I used when creating the paper. So therefore all my colors combinations really works together with one another, because I also use my own markers and my own paints and everything when I create most of my designs. Sometimes I do use other things like gouache or something. For some designs it's handy to have that, but most of the time what you see is what you get. Let's get this dry. So here we are. So it's not all totally dry, but that doesn't really matter. What I want to do on this side is, I think I want my focal image to come on this side of my page. So let's see, what focal image am I going to use? So let's just put this to the side. Hi Elise. So I've got no idea which focal image I'm going to use. Kind of like the look of this one standing here, but then I will need something next to it. So let's see, I can take it out and I don't have to use it. I can always just use something else. Let's see. This one might be a bit too tall. Just going to zoom out quite a bit. Let's see. Let's see, then you can just see the whole book, otherwise you can't see the whole book. And that is not handy for you. So you can see over here, you can see my sets, my stand for my paints. So you can, it's favorites, calm, moody, it's all written on the side with the colors in there. Let's see, I can add one of these. Will this be, that'll fit in there. That one up, no, it doesn't fit. That doesn't look good. So we're not going to do that, of course, then. Then having suitcases maybe at the bottom and something standing on top of the suitcases. That might work. It's just not what I want yet. That might work as well. Let's see. See, we've got a whole book, so we don't have to decide in one go. We can just play, and that's what I really enjoy, is that I can do these layers and layers of playing around and seeing what I... And maybe put another something on there. That'll also work. I just have an envelope on the side. What you can do is, I always tell people, if you have these loose ones, you can stick an envelope on your back page of your book and just stick in all these extra little bits that you've already removed. Just stick them in there. So let's see, we've got a little another snail. Because actually that is what I want, is a little snail. If we can't find a snail, we'll have to find something else. And I'm going to make a little sign that comes out there saying love. Maybe have that at the top. And no. Nope. It's so sad when I can't find what I want. Just see if I can use this one. No, that's also not what I want. See, this is how I play around until something works. I mean, you can't always have it in one go. It just doesn't work like that. Sometimes you have to play around and move things around, and that's why I can just audition these little thingies into my pages and see if they work. And if they don't work, I just remove them and I go with something else. No, and I don't like that either. So that's not going to work for me, all of that. None of it is working for me. So let's see if we leave that idea. And we go with my kitty for Christmas. And maybe with a little elf hat. And then making that black and white border. Let's see if that's going to work. Then smile and wave. And then put this one to this side and doing that at the bottom. That might work. Hello from Norway. Hi. Let's see, we can also, this hat is going to be a bit too big, but I can cut it smaller. So I might cut this one smaller. So what I'll do is I'll just cut into this part, and then cut into that part and just make it smaller. Yes, I think that'll work. I could have added the little bunny, the Christmas bunny. That would have worked as well. Let's see. Like a group of friends standing together. So let's go with that. I think I'm happy to work with that as is. Yes. Okay. So now I will need a base for all of these. Otherwise, they're going to be floating in the air. And that is something that doesn't really work for me. So having them sit a bit higher up and having my base and having that as my base, yes. You lost that hat on the very first day. Okie dokie. So I think I'm going to create a base here. So I can go with a very strong look with black and white. But I think what I will need to do is put black and then do negative stenciling over there. So I will need some more gesso. That's just the way it is. Sorry about that. But we will need more gesso. There's a hard way to say it. There's lots of different ways to say it, but it all comes down to we need more gesso. Because I'm going to do negative stenciling, and that means I'm going to put paint on my page and then remove the paint through my stencil. And you will see the watercolors will activate with my gesso. Hey Ellen, happy birthday. It was your birthday this week. It was my mom's 82nd birthday yesterday. She became 82 yesterday. And I phoned her. She lives in Australia, so I phoned her and I ordered from a cosmetics company called Makeup in Australia or something. And my sister could just pick it up there and I could pay it from her. It was just easy. I mean, every time we send parcels, it's so expensive, and the import duties and everything. So it just works better that way. Okie dokie, so let's see. We've got that base layer done. Now I just want to prevent the other page also from just not getting that black on everywhere. And I'm gonna put my gesso away, get a little palette out, and I did say we're gonna go with black. Am I sure about that? I can also go with like a azure. No, because see if my cat's gonna sit there. azure and purple can also work. I think I'm going to go from azure to a purple. Let's see how that's going to work. My mind changes so many times in one day. That is just the way I go, just the way my mind works. So what I'll do is I'll do a soft transition up to here, and then I'll go on and I'll do it on the other side too. There we are. Let's see how we're going to do that. So we're going to grab a medium brush. And then I'm going to transition to that other one. And then I'm going to put, remember I've got that layer of gesso under there. And I would suggest you buy less watery baby wipes than the ones that I have here. These are very watery. That is not ideal, because then it'll just make sure you get all the extra moisture from your baby wipe beforehand. I mean, it's not terrible. It just gives you more of a batik type of look rather than a very strong stenciling look. But it's okay. I'm not worried about that. So I've already mixed some of that. So that is the. And I just wanted to show you. Can you see how much darker the green becomes once you add the purple to that? Can you see it becomes a much darker color? Go, and then we're going to go in. I'm going to go over to the purple. There we are. So let's go in and do this. There we are, and I'm just going to do this little piece left there, just rubbing away the paint, and that's it. So I've got my base. I'm just going to clean my hands, and you can see I got some paint on there. But I can just take that away because I've got the gesso under there. And just remove my paint. There we are. And you can see my nails are very dirty. Because of this. They were clean in the beginning of the video, if you noticed. Oh, my little ribbon. My little ribbon is getting purple paint on it, or blue paint. Just have to remove that part. Story of my life. But there you can see that is a good base for my little images. So we know that we want the cat on the one side, and I like that greenish turquoise just comes back to the side, and then we'll have the purpley pinks coming back on this side, so that'll work. So I will fuzzy cut this a bit more because I'm bad like that. I like to have every single excess thingy off. Oops. There we are. Just, that is more like it. I just want to take this off as well. There we are. This is going to work for me. Then we're going to go with the little mouse. So how are you all getting on with the challenges? Are everyone still watching and doing the lives, and are you enjoying it? Is there something you would like me to change? I'm not saying I will change it, but you can always ask. If there's something you say, oh, I would like you to do that, or change, or show us this or that. I'd love to get some feedback on that. We're in the middle of deciding if we will do an advent calendar next year, or maybe change it up a bit to something else. I'm really a fan of the format of the advent calendar format that I have at the moment with the envelopes, because I think it makes the end product, especially when shipping abroad, much less expensive because you're not shipping a lot of air. And so for the end customer, it becomes much cheaper as well, or more affordable. It's not cheap, I know, but more affordable. Hi from Calgary. Hi there. Can't believe you made the live. Welcome. Milagros says, well, this advent calendar was a brainchild of me and Milagros. Sorry guys, you can see that blue under my nails now, but it is just purely really the paint. It'll probably be there tomorrow as well, because it's really difficult to get that azure. I'm just having difficulty with this little tail. I'm just going to draw in the last piece of the tail, I think. That's probably just going to happen. I'm going to cut it off because I can't, I'm not one for, see, it falls off. So I'm just going to draw in the last piece of the tail. Why go to so much trouble? You can just do it in an easier way. Another advent. Are you enjoying seeing it every morning, Irene? Great. And how do you like it that I'm also uploading it to YouTube this time? This is the first year that last year was the first year that I decided to do a live with the calendar every day. I have to say it was really quiet on Christmas Day because everyone was spending Christmas and I was the only one doing a video on Christmas Day. So I don't know how I'm going to do it this year. Hopefully there's more people joining in. see, that one, and then we have to fuzzy cut this one. So I can see Ixie is asking something for Milagros in Spanish. Or is it Spanish? No, it's not Spanish. But, and I see a lot of people engaging in French as well. And I know that there's a lot of people engaging in Dutch. But I have a question about that. In the group, most or almost all of the moderators are either Dutch or Dutch English or only English. There's one, which is Kim, that understands French as well because she comes from Belgium. But for us to be able to allow messages and everything in a group, we will have to be able to understand them just to moderate all the content in the group, to keep it safe and good for everyone. But if you write in different languages, it's just really difficult for us because we have to go into a translate function on our phones, translate everything, and then first we can decide on if we can allow it or not. So you make life a lot easier for us if you just write in a language that one of us can really speak, and not just, we can't have people writing in other languages and only Kim can moderate them. So I always ask, please take the time. If you can't write in English, just ask your question, go to a translate function yourself, translate your message. And it's not about you now, Ixie. I don't mind you writing this now. That's not a problem. But I just wanted to ask you guys that, because when you see that, it's not that we want to be difficult, it's just we want to keep the community really safe, because for the same, at the same time, there's people trying to do weird things in groups, and I sometimes have a real handful in keeping the groups and even my own Instagram safe. This week I had all of these kind of porno stars wanting to join my Art by Marlene Instagram, and all I have to do is constantly is just remove friend, block friend, because I don't know these people and I really don't want them on my Instagram because they're there for no good. You summoned me. Yes, Kim, I did say your name. I can do a pre-recorded Christmas Day live probably. That is something. Irene says she's enjoying the lives on YouTube as well. Heidi enjoying it. I'm glad to know that you're all enjoying it. I mean, I know Milagros is doing a daily live in her group too. And there's a couple of other people doing a daily live with their shops. Michelle the porn star is wearing the new aprons, yeah. Oh guys, yesterday I received the what do you call it, the sample of my catalog, my new catalog coming out, which will include all of the products that you can still order from me, and what's available from Studio Light to order in my product range. So there's still a few changes that has to be added, but the preliminary, I can't say the word now. It'll probably come out in 1 second if I don't think about it. But this is just a sample, so I can still have a few changes made to it, but it looks really great, and it just shows off the products really, really well. And there's a few guys doing some videos. I mean, my design team is doing videos and step-by-step tutorials. I know Michelle is doing some videos. We've got Arjuna Love, which is Claire Stead, doing daily videos on everything. I try to keep it central so everyone comes to the group, so this stays our main focus. But it is fun to see everyone's doing their thing. So what I'm going to do is just add a bit of black to the mix. Grab a smaller brush. So we take that green or that azure and purple, and we mix them together. And then we just grab a bit of that black, and we really make sure that we've got a darker tone. And then I'm just going to go under and then clean my brush, take all the excess moisture off, and then just kind of dry brush the transitioning area so that you can see. It just gives a lot. This is very busy if you look at it like this. And when you create a base and a bit of a shading, it just grounds it and immediately looks very, very different. For me, it does. Maybe you guys see it differently. But to me, this really works. There we are. Let's see. Just have to dry this because I'm removing the paint as I'm moving along. So I just want to grab a bit more of that azure and the purple and the black, of course. Then grab and go in. Cleaning my brush off again, and then making sure that I kind of dry brush with a damp brush. Back into there. So that is all that I need. I think I might want to add more shading with the cat. Just makes more sense that that will be a bit more there. And that is about it for that part. Now what I want to do now is definitely just, because I like that look over there, I just want to make sure I've got enough white in my images. So my little cat eyes, I'm going to make sure it's got a little white highlight in, and the whiskers, I'm going to take them out with white and make sure that is really white on there too. Add some white lines to this part. To the eyes, I always add a bit of bright white. Just makes it look just going to make that tail turn around a bit upwards. I like the look of that. And I'm just going to zoom you in a bit more. There you are. Because we're busy working on the little faces, you can just see it a bit better. Now, we have your base for your page. And I think that looks quite nice already, but it's definitely not finished. It just doesn't look finished at all to me. So we will have to go in and follow that up. So I'm thinking of putting a type of a sun or something in there. Of course, we have to add the day 13 of this one. I can also do colorful stars by cutting stars from this, or just adding those, cutting those out. And, oh, that might work as well. Things to think about. Let me just give that a think for 1 second. I might want to do that orangey pattern. That might actually work. Let's see, so we've got the day. Day, and it's day 13. And let's cut out this and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I mean, then I've cut it up and it didn't work. That's about as wrong as it can go. Just add that there. There we are. I kind of like that look. Let's see. Now I'll just have to have a look, see if I've got a orange crayon. That's not really orange. Maybe in here. None of them are really orange, but let's see if I grab this one, how that's going to work. Let's grab this one. And this is the Neocolor 1 by Caran d'Ache. And that is the non-water soluble crayon. Just having these bubbles flying through the air. So we'll need a couple of these bubbles more. here. Let's just go on and see how it goes. Maybe. I need a bigger one there, don't I? There we are. And almost finished. I think that's nice. I like the way that that works for me. So, and at the end of the day, it only has to work for you, for no one else. So let's grab the sticky glue, which is the Art by Marlene sticky glue. Oh, sorry guys for my hands. It just looks so awful, but you did see me start with clean hands. So let's do, oops. Thanks, Milagros. Milagros, are you going to go to the creative world? I was wondering about that. Kim let me know that she booked her hotel. She first said that she wasn't going to go, but then she had a bad case of FOMO, fear of missing out. And if you're wondering why I use the crayons instead of my markers to do that, is because this was done with crayons as well. And you can see that the effect of that is very different than my markers. And if I would do that with the markers, it will become too busy. It won't look nice. So then I had to do everything. But now I use it for my, and of course I know I used crayons to create the envelope. So then you have to go in with crayons afterwards too. Kyoto Dog Creation, are you still deciding? I think Creative World is always great. I will have a stand there with Studio Light again. This year I will have a bit more my own space. And I'm looking forward to it every year because it's great to meet up with your customers, to meet them in person. Your dirty hands, these hands are very happy. If you say dirty hands are happy hands. Oh gosh, they're very, very happy. So maybe just go in with a few of these, just make them whiter. Just to create some contrast more to the bottom of the page. That looks better. Yes, then we could meet up. Yeah, I'm there every single day at the stand. I can let you know the stand number and everything by the time that you go, so you can come and see us. So what I'm going to do is I just want to create a few highlights, maybe just on the back of the cat's back, and even here. I'm just going to grab a bit of white there too. There we are. And that way it makes it a bit more vibrant, a bit more playful, I think. And we just need to grab a little quote. And I'm going to grab a quote from my little, let's see, Christmassy quote. Let's see which ones I still have. There they are. And I've got another one here. And I should have another black one somewhere too. I'm saying I should have. Oh, here it is. So let's see. Santa told me you've been good. We can do that. That's a nice one. I've already used the Giddy Up Sparkle Fast. It's supposed to be spread. But I also like, it is the season to be jolly. And I kind of think, let's see. You can see that I like auditioning things. Taking them and seeing if it works. I kind of like the look of this one. But then I would like it a bit brighter. So what I'm going to do is just 1 second. Oops. I'm going to grab my, just 1 second, my neon color paperback pad. So I just have all the leftovers in here, but it's really, really bright paper. And I think I would like to use a piece of this one. Let's see, I'm going to use this. Pink will work. But I also like the way the green will also work really well, I think. What do you think? I think the green will also work, and I think the orange will also work. This is the red orange. There's also normal orange, which is this one. What do you guys say? I'm going to go for green, just because that's not a standard choice. So I know I asked your opinion, but now I'm retracting my question. I've already decided. Oh, Agnieszka also says green. Carol also says green. Oh, great. Okay, good I asked. Hey, just sorry, I've already decided on, I'm going to do the green one. I just think that it works for what I have in here. Now, I don't know where my large scissors are. Oh, here they are. So let's, and because if you use a large scissor, it's just much easier to cut straight, or straighter. It doesn't have to be totally. I just like that. And so these are still, you can still order these. These are double layer paper packs. So you will get a large and a smaller one of every single color, 2 of each. So you can make these large cards, or you can just use them like me for color, for paper or cardstock. And it'll really, really give you a pop of color. They are so, so bright. And they add wonderful, wonderful pops of color to your work. I don't know how my life was without these before. Red, orange, pink, orange, green. Oh, so many choices, so many, and they all will probably look wonderful. They will all look wonderful. So just because I just want to make sure that that color comes back somewhere, I will use my neon green, and I will make sure that I will just add them into my page somewhere. So let's grab a paintbrush. So I'm going to do the watercolor paintbrush, and I'm not deciding yet, but I'm thinking of doing a bit of a wash of neon over on this side to the background, like a just a bit of that green in there. Oh. And sometimes I like it, and sometimes I think, what have I done? But then I go with it in any case, because that's part of doing any type of art, is you have to commit to your decision. And usually it's not that people find the work difficult, but it's they find committing to a single decision while there is so many options. That is what they find overwhelming, and then they struggle to make their choice. Then they just don't do anything. They don't make the choice, they don't go on, they don't, it works very, you know, I don't know how to say it. It just, you can't do anything if you like that. Paralyzing, I think. I'd like to see how you work with a white dotty page on the left side. Oh, me too. I don't know if I have one. I've got a stripy one. I don't know if I have any. I've got a pink dotty one coming up. So you just have to go with it and just add some gesso over it, fade out the dots at a certain point, and just go with it. That is really all you need to do, is just do what you think is going to work for you. And you know what I'm still missing? I wanted to see, I had that black little quote, but I missed it I misplaced it somehow. You know, the one that we had here? I don't know, I moved things around and I think I misplaced it. Oh, here it is. Smile and wave. Shall I still add that? Smile and wave, and then add this dot over there. I think that's it. There we are. And then there we are. So that is my page for today. It's, I think, not a Not a very difficult page. I might want to add some pink still to this side. I feel like it's not transitioning enough. What do you think? Maybe add a bit of this and a bit of that. So we're happy. Well, I'm busy, so I can just as well go on until I'm totally happy with what I'm doing. So get a bit of that in there. Maybe you have told before, but how do you set the text together? Here you go. Please go to either YouTube or here in the group to the featured videos and watch the very first video where I show you how to create the book. Unfortunately, there's no time to explain that every single time, but I do have a video where I showed you how to do that. If you have any questions regarding that, however, come back tomorrow and then just make sure you ask them and I can explain. But it's just actually using my tape. So there's not really difficult things about it. Add some water to dilute it. And I think that is it. Not too funny, not too weird, or maybe very teeny tiny bit of orange. I know I'm going overboard, but who cares? So what I like to do is when I finish, I like to take a picture of my work, or I like to look through my camera at my work. And the reason for that is it just gives you a better idea of what your work looks like. Sometimes you are so focused on other things of your work that you don't see the big picture. But once you've taken a photograph, you can remove the photo directly afterwards. It's just for you to see it in a different perspective. And that'll just give you and make everything make more sense, because you can see how it works and how it can work better for you. So that is it, I think. I think I need to stop while I'm ahead, because otherwise sometimes you can really just there we are. And that's it for today. Not really difficult. I'm not saying it's dirt easy, but there's not a lot that can go wrong in this one. There's not a lot that can go wrong. So just go with it, enjoy it, and have fun. If there's any questions, please feel free to leave me a question and or ask it now if there's any question. Is there any questions now? Don't think so. I'll bring it up to camera so you can see it a bit better. So that is the page for today. And and that's it. Okay, thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.